Welcome on Fast RC Buddy. My name is Ryan. Today's episode of RC Weekly of new releases from Losi and Team Associated. Plus, of course, cover the hottest sales in RC, so stick around. See you on the other side of the intro. Alright, good to be back for another week of RC Weekly. So let's go ahead and get started with Team Losi. They got a new release that just dropped today, Thursday. And we got the Team Losi Racing 22X-4. So the 2.0. I actually remember talking about the 22X4 in the early days of RC Weekly. I know we're coming up on like a year now, guys, but in the early days I remember doing a segment on this 22X, and it's kind of funny to me. It's more like a full circle moment where I remember talking about the first version of this, and now we got a 2.0 version now that we're hitting a year just about. So nonetheless, new racing buggy kit coming out from Team Losi. The price for this kit coming in at $579.99. Go ahead and check that out. It does look like Losi released an in-depth video explaining all the changes and kind of what they did to this new kit, so I definitely check that out. I'm not your guy to explain all the differences, but they usually do a great job with those in-depth videos. So I'll go ahead and link that down in the description, and we'll go ahead and get to the next update. All right, next up from Team Associated, wouldn't be a week of RC Weekly without a new RC10 getting dropped this week. And this week, it's kind of an interesting one. It's the RC10 Model 24, so it's a 124 scale buggy, but it's got the RC10 name on it. So they're putting RC10 on pretty much like everything nowadays. Anyways, new buggy kit coming out. This is going to be the Model 24 Classic. Looks like the price of this guy is coming in at $239.99, and some of the comments and stuff I saw on like Facebook, the price does seem like a little bit steep for what it is, especially being a 124 scale vehicle. But if you take a look at the pictures, you know, it is going to have that aluminum or that aluminum chassis, all the white plastics that we know and love. So it does definitely look like an RC10 in spirit, but just shrunken down. So $239.99. Let me know what you guys think about that one down in the comments, and we'll go ahead and get to the next update. All right, next one is a brand I don't talk about too often, but they're going to make an appearance today on this episode. Tamiya coming out with a few new vehicles, but there's one I want to highlight for us bashers, and that is the Tamiya Quirkhopper kit. Quirkhopper kit actually is on A-Main Hobbies and Horizon Hobbies for pre-order. It looks like it's going to come out sometime in April at a price of $189.99. But I saw this thing pop up because there was the Nuremberg toy expo or toy show, and Tamiya was there kind of announcing or release or showing a lot of new vehicles coming up, and the Quirkhopper was one of them. And I just thought it was a really interesting vehicle, because it's a monster buggy. I don't know, it's just an interesting vehicle with an interesting name. And one of the comments had me cracking up, that Tamiya is the only one that can pull off a name Quirkhopper. So let me know what you guys think about this one down in the comments. I like the name, and I think it's actually kind of cool to see a monster buggy. So anyways, go ahead and get to the next one. And next up with Jconcepts, we'll do an update on the Reactor monster truck kit that we talked about last week. It looks like the 10.5-inch wheelbase version, which is going to be the Wolf Stage 2 kit, is priced at $537. So wanted to update you guys about that on far as the price for the kit. It looks like it's just that kit, the only one I could find the price for so far. So as these start to roll out, the different versions, like the longer wheelbase and the shorter wheelbase, I'll make sure you guys know about it. Anyways, $537 for the kit. I'll admit though, this does look like a really high quality kit in my opinion, so maybe it's worth it. Anyways, go ahead and get to the next one. All right, let's keep those updates rolling. We got another one here. So we are going to talk about the Xray. So the Xray XB8e buggy kit for 2026 that I talked about, I think a couple weeks ago now. It's like a teaser photo that we saw. So another photo popped up earlier this week from Xray saying that they're going to announce all the details on February 13th. So that I'm filming this, that's the night of the 12th. So tomorrow morning sometime, there's probably going to be a release on this vehicle. So if you're interested in it, keep an eye out from that. There's going to be some official word coming from Xray for the Xray XB8e. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and get to the next one. And next up from Proline, we got a couple new bodies to talk about. So first one we'll cover here is going to be the Sector Lightweight clear body for that new TLR 22X4 2.0. So right as they're announcing the kit, there's already a Sector body you can pick up from Proline for it. And next body we're going to talk about is a limited edition body from Proline for your Losi NASCAR. And it looks like this one's going to be the Chase Elliott number 9 Napa DIY Clear. So on the picture of this, and of course you'll see it on screen, Really nice Napa logo with the white background or base color. Really nice, man. Losi is like killing it with the NASCAR bodies and the different liveries and stuff. Just love it. Anyways, price on the sector body is going to be $30.99, and then for the limited edition NASCAR body is going to be $46.99. Excuse me, lose my voice there. So if you're interested in those, go and check them out on Horizon Hobbies website, and then we'll go ahead and get to the final. All right, so welcome to another edition of Discontinued Watch. So this episode of Discontinued Watch, there's another new Traxxas vehicle that's hitting the list. Shout out to our friends over at Reddit, because I found this one earlier today, and I tell you, I gotta say, we called it. So the vehicle on the list, and of course it's gonna be on the thumbnail of this video, is the Traxxas / BL-2s Ford Raptor. So I can't say I'm surprised. It looks to me like all of these BL-2s vehicles are going to be going away. Not saying that the Slash is discontinued, but any Slash or any vehicle for that matter seems to have the BL-2s system. I would imagine it's probably going away pretty soon. Which kind of coincides with what we're seeing early here in 2026, where we're seeing that XL5 models come back in 2026, which is crazy. So anyways, this Ford Raptor Fox Edition BL-2s is no longer on the showroom site for Traxxas, and it's not on the Alien Hobby site anymore either. So it does look like it's actually toast. So rest in peace, BL-2s / two-wheel drive. That's a bummer, but can't say I'm surprised. We've been calling it for weeks now. And actually, now that I'm at it, I'll go ahead and take a look real quick at their sales. And to be honest, like, I'll flash up on the screen just so you guys can see, but there's not many left of the BL-2s models that have been on sale. There's like one Stampede two-wheel drive BL-2s. There's a Bigfoot 4x4, which is still on there. And then there's the Ford Fiesta ST BL-2s, and then the Jado BL-2s. And that is it, guys. Like, they're really down slim pickings. Anyways, thought you guys should know about it. And so that's going to do it for the updates. Go ahead and get to the sales. All right, let's say some cash. So first up, we're going to cover the Traxxas Mini Madness sale again this week, because it's still going on. And now that we have a date, can't remember where I saw this, but I think it was like one of their promotional postings, but this sale is going to end at the end of February. So you got, looks like another couple weeks you want to jump on this sale. Nonetheless, this sale pretty decent. So if you want to look at it, we're going to have the Mini Max that's been on sale now for about 30 bucks off or 20 bucks off. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. It's an okay sale. Not a bad time to get a Mini Max when I get one. And then the next up, we have the Mini XRT VXL 3S, which is a pretty good sale for $349.94. I didn't check, but somebody mentioned in the comments that the shipping is not free on this. So I might have to check that here in a second. Just be aware, you might have to pay for shipping. But I did check on A-Man Hobbies, and if you go to A-Man Hobbies, the shipping is free, looks like. So you can get it there if they're still in stock. But honestly, like, a lot of these are out of stock on A-Man. So they've been selling apparently pretty good. Anyways, next up we have the Mini Rally VXL Ford RS200 on sale for $389.95. Good to see that, sub 400. And then we've got the last one here, the Mini Slash $249.95. Probably the best deal out of this, about 14% off roughly. If I remember right, on A-Main, those are starting to kind of go out of stock too. So it seems like there actually is Mini Madness this month, and people are buying them. So that's it for the Traxxas version of this sale. All right, so let's go ahead and hop over to Losi and talk about the NASCARs. So we're here on A-Main Hobbies. So the thing about the Losi NASCAR sale for $169.99, you got to pick these up from your local hobby shop, or you can get them from A-Main Hobbies, which they're here on sale. But one thing I forgot to mention last week on this sale is on A-Main Hobbies, these models are not coupon code restricted. So you can actually use like that $15 code that they have and get this model for $155, which will save you like your sale tax. So not bad there. Forgot to mention that last week. So if you do buy one of these, make sure you use the coupon code KIT, or I would suggest going to check out your local hobby shop, because I've been seeing some posts like on Facebook of these models being on sale at like brick and mortar hobby shops and having some killer deals on those, like 130, 140 bucks. So I would check there first. And then, you know, if not, if you want to get it from A-Main, you can get it from them too. So pretty good sale there. And then the last part we're going to go take a look at here is Horizon Hobbies. So just today, they dropped some new everyday low prices on some of their Spectrum gear. A lot of this is like aircraft specific stuff, but there is some surface transmitter. There are some surface transmitters here. If you want to check these out, like the DXC Plus down to $139.99. You got the Rugged Plus for $219.99. And then the Pro down from $379 to $299. And they got another Rugged here for $219. So if you're in the market for a new transmitter, they have dropped the price on these. To be honest, I don't price track these, so I don't know if they're actually like really good deals or not. Although to me, the Pro Plus, from what I remember, that does look like a pretty decent deal, $80 off. So if you're interested in that, check those out at Horizon Hobbies. And so that's going to be it for the sales. Let's go ahead and get to Scratch and Dent. All right, welcome to what used to be my favorite section, the Scratch and Dent. And so we're making a return back to Tower Hobby Scratch and Dent. So it looks like they got a model back on here, and my suspicion is they probably had this guy hiding in the back room for a little while, and now it's back on Scratch and Dent, and that is the Arma Fury 223S on sale for $194.99. If you guys remember RC Weekly from a couple months ago, back in December, we were highlighting these Fury 223Ss on Tower Hobbies for $195. And then on December 28th, they went away. And then now, about a month and a half later, they're back on the list. So I would definitely jump on it if you're interested in this, guys. One of the lowest prices you'll see for a 223S. Also, too, they got a Scratch and Dent transmitter on here from Spectrum for $139. Not a crazy low price since we just talked about Horizon lowering the price on their transmitters. And then they got the Vanquish optic, H10 optic for $399.99. And then they got a Yokomo YZ on here for $339.99. But that's about it. Still a really short list. But hey, the Arma Fury 223S is back. And then let's go ahead and hop over to A-Main Hobbies. So I'm not going to touch on too much on this list other than there is the Scratch and Dent, the Traxxas XRT 8S Extreme. This guy is falling in price. Like from a percentage price standpoint, I think it's around about, actually, let's not guess. Let me just go and check the list for you guys. So I'm here at fastrc.net. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Scratch and Dent dashboard. 14% off. Yeah, I thought it's not a bad deal. Like it's getting pretty close. I want to say the rock bottom price we've seen on, actually, let's just not guess. I think the rock bottom price is like $900, but let's go ahead and look. So we'll go to the dashboard, take a look real quick, take you guys on a field trip. 8S Extreme 4-wheel drive. Yes, rock bottom price. So the lowest price you're going to see on an XRT 8S, $900. So looking at historical pricing, usually they started at $1,000, sale on $900, $1,000, and then they raise the price $100, and then they, for Black Friday ish, or no, early December, they dropped it down to $900, and then back up to $1,000 or $1,100. Take that back. So keep that in mind. So looking at Scratching It, this $945.99, not a bad price, all things considered. And if that thing continues to fall, remember, $900, that's your rock bottom price. That's about as low as it gets. Otherwise, not too much else to talk about here. Just want to let you guys know about that XRT. Hope you guys got something out of this episode. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and I'll see you on the next episode. Take care, guys.